Act 1, Scene 2. The first mistake. Leonato is told that Don Pedro will woo Hero for himself. So the two characters here are Leonato and his brother Antonio. Here's Leonato.
How now, brother? Where is my cousin, your son? Hath he provided this music?
This is Antonio.
He is very busy about it. But, brother, I can tell you strange news that you yet dreamt not of. Are they good? As the event stamps them. But they have a good cover. They show well outward. The prince and Count Claudio, walking in a thick pleached alley in mine orchard, were thus much overheard by a man of mine. The prince discovered to Claudio that he loved my niece, your daughter, and meant to acknowledge it this night in a dance, and, if he found her accordant, he meant to take the present time by the top and instantly break with you of it. Hath the fellow any wit that told you this? A good sharp fellow. I will send for him, and question him yourself. No. We will hold it as a dream till it appear itself. But I will acquaint my daughter with all, that she may be the better prepared for an answer, if peradventure this be true. Go you, and tell her of it.
Okay, hold on, Nixie. Nixie just said, actually don't know much about Shakespeare stuff, so I'm curious as to what it's like. Okay. So this is essentially a comedy, a love comedy. It's just essentially Much Ado About Nothing. It's a bunch of people falling in love in a comedy setting. And I would just go on with it, though. I gotta continue with the performance. That's what it is. Okay. Let's, hold on. I'm a little wacky here. There we go. That's better. Okay. So there they are. Antonio and Leonato are excited, and they're gonna get ready. So now we enter attendance. There are cousins. Right. Oh, enter attendance. This is Leonato.
Cousins, you know what you have to do. Oh, I cry you mercy, friend. Go you with me, and I will use your skill. Good cousin, have a care this busy time.
They all leave. Scene 3. Enter Don John the Bastard and Conrad, his companion. This is Conrad.
What the good year, my lord? Why are you thus out of measure sad?
This is Don John. There is no measure in the occasion that breeds it. Therefore, the sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
And when I have heard it, what blessing brings it?
If not a present remedy, at least a patient sufferance.
I wonder that thou, being, as thou sayest thou art, born under Saturn, goest about to apply a moral medicine to a mortifying mischief. I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause, and smile at no man's jest. Eat when I have stomach, and wait for no man's leisure. Sleep when I am drowsy, and tend on no man's business. Laugh when I am merry, and claw no man in his humour.
Yea, but you must not make the full show of this till you may do it without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath taken you newly into his grace, where it is impossible you should take true root, but by the fair weather that you make yourself. It is needful that you frame the season for your own harvest.
I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace. And it better fits my mood, it better fits my blood to be disdained of all than to fashion a carriage to rob love from any. In this, though I cannot be said to be a flattering, honest man, it must not be denied but I am a plain-dealing villain. I am trusted with a muzzle, and enfranchised with a clog.
Therefore, I have decreed not to sing in my cage. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
Can you make no use of your discontent?
I make all use of it, for I use it only! Who comes here?
Oh, Pigeon Boy. Sorry, but I gotta go. Hope you have a good stream. Thank you for stopping by, Pigeon Boy. Take care. Okay, so Don John just says,
Who comes here?
someone just entered. It's Baraccio.
What news, Baraccio?
I came yonder from a great supper. The prince, your brother, this is Baraccio, is royally entertained by Leonato, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will it serve for any model to build mischief on? What is he for a fool that betroths himself to unquietness?
Marry! It is your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio?
Even he!
A proper squire? And who? And who? Which way looks he?
Marry, on Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonato.
A very forward march chick. How came you to this?
Being entertained for a perfumer as I was smoking a musty room, comes me, the prince and Claudio, hand in hand. In sad conference, I whipped me behind the arras, and there heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo Hero for himself, and having obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
Come, let us thither. This may prove food to my displeasure. That young startup hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him any way, I bless myself every way. You are both sure and will assist me?
To the death, my lord!
Let us to the great supper. Their cheer is the greater that I am subdued. Would the cook were of my mind. Shall we go prove what's to be done?
We'll wait upon your lordship!
Oh, what was... hello, Hat! Nice to see you, Hat-Ass! Raiding with a party of one. Hello! Howdy, Raiders! You just caught me at the end of reading Sir Don John the Bastard scene from Much Ado About Nothing. Let me fix myself up again. Oh no, raiding with a party of 5, not 1. Oh no, it says 1. I don't know. My counting's off. Thank you so much. Welcome, everybody. I am reading Shakespeare, Much Ado About Nothing. Nixie says, hey, hat-ass gang. Kim Decor, hi. Yes, I am reading Shakespeare right now, Much Ado About Nothing. And let's see here, I just finished Act 1. Don John the Bastard is about to put his evil plans into motion. I've always felt the Don Johns were played a little too serious, so I like to make mine a little mopey and kind of funny to keep in tone with the comedy romance shtick of Much Ado. Anyway, welcome everyone. I hope you're all settled in very well. I'm going to continue with the reading. Please enjoy yourselves. Act 2, Scene 1. The family comes... Oh, sorry about that. Okay, the family... Alright. Nobody listens to Maury, says, hey, Nixie! Yes, nobody listens to Maury. Hey! Yeah, Nixie told me about you. I think you two are doing a collab, or already have. Nice to see you. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Again, I'm reading Much Ado About Nothing. I will continue on. I just finished Don John's scene. Maybe, should I start Don John's scene all over again for our new viewers here? Because he kind of gives a good summary of what the plot is. For those of you who were already listening, would you be okay with me starting that scene up again? Just let me know, or should I just move on? Anything? Alright, well, I'm just going to move on then. I'm not going to start over again. Okay. Let's see. Act 2, Scene 1. The family comes together after supper and, all wearing masks, join their guests in a dance. Dun 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 dun. Don Pedro talks of love to Hero. Benedict is abused by Beatrice. Claudio is misled by Don John. The mistake is corrected. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay. Nixie and Nobody Listens to Moy will be collabing this Sunday. Keep that in mind, folks. Anyway, Claudio is betrothed to Hero, and Don Pedro forms a plan to trick Beatrice and Benedict into falling in love with each other. That's what's going to be coming up. So just a quick little summary so don't get lost in the dialogue. Let's continue. Scene 1. Act 2, Scene 1. Enter Leonato, Antonio, his brother, Hero, Leonato's daughter, and Beatrice, Leonato's niece. Here is Leonato.
Was not Count John here at supper?
This is Antonio.
I saw him not.
Beatrice. Beatrice is my natural voice, so I assume. How tartly that gentleman looks. I never can see him, but I am heartburned an hour after. Here's Hero.
He is of a very melancholy disposition.
No offense to Hero, that's the best I could do. Beatrice. He were an excellent man that were made just in the midway between him and Benedict. The one is too like an image and says nothing, and the other too like my lady's eldest son, evermore tattling.
Then half Signor Benedict's tongue in Count John's mouth, and half Count John's melancholy in Signor Benedict's face.
With a good leg and a good foot, uncle, and money enough in his purse. Such a man would win any woman in the world. If I could get her goodwill. I don't know if that's correct.
My troth, niece, thou wilt never get thee a husband if thou be so shrewd of thy tongue. In faith, she's too cursed.
Too cursed is more than cursed. I shall lessen God's sending that way. For it is said, God sends a cursed cow short horns, but to a cow too cursed he sends none.
So, by being too cursed, God will send you no horns?
Just. If he send me no husband. For the which blessing I am at him upon my knees every morning and evening. Lord, I could not endure a husband, with a beard on his face. Ugh. I had rather lie in the woolen.
You may light on a husband that hath no beard.
What should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman? He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth is not for me. And he that is less than a man, I am not for him. Therefore I will even take sixpence in earnest of the bear herd, and lead his apes into hell.
Well then, go you into hell?
No, but to the gate. And there will the devil meet me like an old cuckold with horns on his head, and say, Get you to heaven, Beatrice. Get you to heaven. Here's no place for you maids. So deliver I up my apes, and away to St. Peter for the heavens. He shows me where the bachelors sit, and there live we as merry as the day is long. This is Antonio. He's speaking to Hero.
Well, niece, I trust you will be ruled by your father.
Yes, faith. It is my cousin's duty to make courtesy and say, Father, as it pleases you. Father, as it please you. But yet for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another courtesy and say, Father, as it please me.
Well, niece, I hope to see you one day fitted with a husband.
Not till God make men of some other metal than earth. Would it not grieve a woman to be overmastered with a piece of valiant dust, to make an account of her life to a clod of wayward marl? No, uncle, I'll none. Adam's sons are my brethren, and I truly hold it a sin to match in my kindred.
Daughter, remember what I told you. If the prince do solicit you in that kind, you know your answer.
The fault will be in the music, cousin, if you be not wooed in good time. If the prince be too important, tell him there is measure in everything, and so dance out the answer. For hear me, Hero. Wooing, wedding, and repenting is as a Scotch jig, a measure, and a syncopates. I don't know that word, sorry. The first suit is hot and hasty, like a Scotch jig, and full as fantastical. The wedding, mannerly, modest, as a measure, full of state and ancientry. And then comes repentance, and with his bad legs falls into the syncopates faster and faster till he sink into his grave.
Cousin, you apprehend passing shrewdly.
I have a good eye, uncle. I can see a church by daylight. Leonardo says this to Antonio.
The revelers are entering, brother.
Leonardo signals to the others to disperse and don masks. So they're all wearing masks now, and they're all dancing right now.
Make good room.
Enter Don Pedro, Claudio, Benedict, Balthazar, Margaret, and Ursula. All masked. All masked. Don John and Baraccio, they are unmasked. And attendants, and musicians are among them. Let the party begin. And so on and so forth. Fix my body there. Here we go. Okay, let's move on to the next part. Don Pedro. This is Don Pedro talking to Hero.
Lady, will you walk about with your friend?
Okay, I gotta think of a voice for Hero. Let me think. Maybe kind of mousy, like this. Yeah, okay, she's gonna be like this. Kind of cute, but just a little soft-spoken. So here's Hero's voice. Okay. So let's go back to Don Pedro.
He said, Lady, will you walk about with your friend?
So you walk softly, and look sweetly, and say nothing. I am yours for the walk, and especially when I walk away.
With me in your company?
I may say so when I please.
And when please you to say so.
When I like your favor, for God defend the lute should be like the case.
My visor is Fileman's roof. Within the house is Jove.
Why, then your visor should be thatched.
Speak low if you speak love.
They move aside. Here's Balthazar. He's talking to Margaret. Okay, what kind of voice should I give Balthazar?
Maybe like a shunny like that. All right. Well, I would you like me.
He's talking to Margaret.
Well, I would you did like me.
This is Margaret. Let's give her. What kind of voice? Maybe sultry voice like that. There we go. Let's go like that. Okay. So anyway,
well, I would you did like me.
So would not I for your own sake, for I have many ill qualities.
Which is one?
I say my prayers aloud.
I love you the better. The hearers may cry, Amen.
God match me with a good dancer.
Amen.
And God keep him out of my sight when the dance is done. Answer, clerk.
No more words. The clerk is answered.
Never liked Shakespeare, but this is fun. Oh, that's too bad. Shakespeare is awesome, but I'm glad you're having a good time. Yeah, I love Shakespeare. Okay, okay, I'm glad you're having a good time, though. All right, I gotta fix myself again. All right. Where was I? Yeah, where the heck was I? Oh, here's Ursula. Ursula to Antonio. Who is Ursula? I can't remember who Ursula was. Anyway, Ursula is. I'm gonna go. I'll make her. Let's go with this voice. Wait, I mean the high pitched voice again. This is the best I can do for the ladies. I'm so sorry. Okay, to Antonio. This is to Antonio, and Antonio is Leonato's brother. So here's Ursula. I know you well enough. You are Senior Antonio. Of course, she's saying this because Antonio's wearing a mask.
At a word, I am not.
I know you by the waggling of your head.
To tell you true, I counterfeit him.
You could never do him so ill well, unless you were the very man. Here's his dry hand up and down. You are he. You are he.
At a word, I am not.
Come. Do you think I do not know you are you by your excellent wit?
Can virtue hide itself? Go to Mum, you are he. Graces will appear, and there's an end.
They move aside. Beatrice to Benedict. Of course, Benedict is masked, so she doesn't or she does know it's Benedict. It's never made clear in the play. Why does my head always look up? Look down, Jeep. Look down. That's better. Okay. Here's Beatrice. Benedict, I gave kind of a nasally sound, so Benedict talks kind of like that. So it's like, I'm Benedict. Yeah, okay. So, but Beatrice just sounds like me. Beatrice to Benedict. Will you not tell me who told you so? No, you shall pardon me. Nor will you not tell me who you are? Not now. That I was disdainful, and that I had my good wit out of the 100 merry tales. Well, this was Signor Benedict that said so. What's he? I am sure you know him well enough. Not I, believe me. Did he never make you laugh? I pray you, what is he? Why, he is the prince's jester, a very dull fool. Only his gift is in devising impossible slanders. None but libertines delight in him. And the commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy. For he both pleases men and angers them, and then they laugh at him, and beat him. I am sure he is in the fleet. I would be had bored. Not beat. Sorry, I can't read that. So, I would he had boarded me. When I know the gentleman, I'll tell him that what you say. Do. He'll but break a comparison or two on me, which, peradventure, not marked, or not laughed at, strikes him into melancholy. And then there's a partridge wing saved, for the fool will eat no supper that night. She hears music. Music's going dum ba da dum ba da dum ba da dum, and then she goes, we must follow the leaders. In every good thing. Nay, if they lead to any ill, I will leave them at the next turning. They dance off. Everyone leaves, all but Don John, Baraccio, and Claudio. Here is Don John. He's talking to aside, so no one can hear them, to Baraccio.
Sure, my brother is amorous on Hero, and hath withdrawn her father to break with him about it. The ladies follow her, and but one visor remains.
This is Baraccio.
And that is Claudio. I know him by his bearing.
And Don John then approaches Claudio. Oh. Nixie. Nixie just said something. Hold on. Oh, they said something. Sorry. Let's see what the chat had to say. He had to read it. He had to read Shakespeare. Oh, hold on a second. There's a lot. There's the talk going on here. Let's have it. Let's see. I hate it because schools forced me to read it once. Oh, that's the worst. That's the worst. I completely get that. No problem right there. That makes total sense. Nixie says the only thing school ever forced me to read was very boring literature in his native tongue. And Kim DeCourt, yeah, I had to read it in English class. I was forced to read it and then to do an essay about it. Oof! Oh boy. Nixie, English class in my country was quite easy because it was a secondary language type deal. Expectations weren't exactly high. And Kim DeCourt back in Nixie says same, but this one teacher loved Shakespeare and said we had to read it and make an essay. That is not good. I love Shakespeare. I love what I love, but forcing things upon people is not good. Let them like what they like and dislike what they dislike, and don't try to change them. That's my thing. Just hope they enjoy what you love. Let's see here. Nixie says, let's make an essay. Nixie, oof, imagine your teacher choosing what stuff you have to read. Yep, then Kim DeCourt, I can relate. Okay, let's get back to it. Where were we? Oh yes, Don John talking with his cohorts.
Sure, my brother is amorous on Hero, and hath so and so and so and so.
Let's just repeat this part and then continue. Okay.
Sure, my brother is amorous on Hero, and hath withdrawn her father to break with him about it. The ladies follow her, and but one visor remains.
And that is Claudio. I know him by his bearing.
This is Don John to Claudio. So Don John now approaches Claudio, and Claudio is masked. Don John playing a little trick here. You'll see with the dialogue.
Are you not, Signor Benedict?
Here's Claudio.
You know me well. I am he.
Signor, you are very near my brother in his love. He is enamored on Hero. I pray you dissuade him from her. She is no equal for his birth. You may do the part of an honest man in it.
How know you he loves her?
This is Claudio, by the way, who's talking like that.
I heard him swear his affection.
So did I. So did I, too, and he swore he would marry her tonight.
Come, let us to the banquet.
They leave all but Claudio, who is now left with these thoughts.
Thus answer I in name of Benedict. But hear these ill news with the ears of Claudio. 'Tis certain so, the prince woos for himself. Friendship is constant in all things, save in the office and affairs of love. Therefore, all hearts in love use their own tongues. Let every eye negotiate for itself, and trust no agent, for beauty is a witch, against whose charms faith melteth into blood. This is an accident of hourly proof, which I mistrusted not. Farewell, therefore, hero.
Let's, I gotta stretch a little bit. So, Claudio's heartbroken because he believed all that bullshit Don John just said to him, because Claudio is a fool. Yes. Gotta stretch a little bit. That's a lot of voices on me. Just give me a moment. I want to look down more, because I'm going to look like I'm reading this thing. Okay. Let us continue. So he's upset. Claudio's upset. Enter Benedict. Count Claudio.
Yea, the same.
Come, will you go with me? Will you go with me?
Whither?
Even to the next willow. About your own business, country. What fashion will you wear the garland of? About your neck? About your neck, like an usurer's chain, I don't know that word, I'm sorry. Or under your arm, like a lieutenant's scarf. You must wear it one way, for the prince hath got you hero.
I wish him joy of her.
Why, that's spoken like an honest drover. So they sell bullocks. What did you think the prince would have but did you think the prince would have served you thus?
I pray you, leave me.
Oh, now you strike like the blind man. 'Twas the boy that stole your meat, and you'll beat the post.
If it will not be, I will leave you.
Claudio just walks off. Alas, poor hurt fowl. Now will he creep into sedges. But that my lady Beatrice should know me and not know me. The prince's fool? Ha! It may be I go under that title because I am merry. Yea, but so I am apt to do myself wrong. I am not so reputed. It is the base and bitter disposition of Beatrice that puts the world into her person, and so gives me out. Well, I'll be revenged as I may. Enter Don Pedro.
Now, Signor, where is the Count? Did you see him?
Don Pedro asked this to Benedict, and the Count, I believe, is Count Claudio. Troth, my lord, I have played the part of Lady Fame. I found him here as melancholy as a lodge in a warren. I told him, and I think I told him true, that your grace had got the good will of this young lady, and I offered him my company to a willow tree, either to make him a garland as being forsaken, or to bind him up a rod as being worthy to be whipped. To be whipped? What's his fault? The flat transgression of a schoolboy who, being overjoyed with finding a bird's nest, shows it to his companion, and he steals it. Wilt thou make a trust a transgression? The transgression is in the stealer. Yet it had not been amiss, the rod had been made. And the garland too. For the garland he might have worn himself, and the rod he might have bestowed on you.
who, as I take it, have stolen his bird's nest. I will but teach them to sing and restore them to the owner. If their singing answer your saying, by my faith you say honestly. The Lady Beatrice hath a quarrel to you. The gentleman that danced with her told her she is much wronged by you. Oh, she misused me past the endurance of a block! An oak but with one green leaf on it would have answered her. My very visor began to assume life and scold with her. She told me, not thinking I had been myself, that I was the prince's jester, that I was duller than a great thaw, hubbling jest upon jest with such impossible conveyance upon me that I stood like a man at a mark, with a whole army shooting at me. She speaks poniards, and every word stabs. If her breath were as terrible as her terminations, there were no living near her. She would infect to the North Star. I would not marry her, though she were endowed with all that Adam had left him before he transgressed. She would have made Hercules have turned spit, yea, and have cleft his club to make the fire, too. Come, talk not of her. I would to God some scholar would conjure her, for certainly, while she is here, a man may live as quiet in hell as in a sanctuary, and people sin upon purpose because they would go thither. So indeed, all disquiet, horror, and perturbation follows her.
Enter Claudio and Beatrice. Here is Don Pedro. Look, here she comes. Oh, okay, so here comes Beatrice after Benedict just railed on her. So let me redo that. Oh, look, here she comes. Will your grace command me any service to the world's end? I will go on the slightest errand now to the Antipodes, I think, that you can devise to send me on. I will fetch you a toothpicker now from the furthest inch of Asia, bring you the length of Prester John's foot, fetch you a hair off the great Cham's beard, do you any embassage to the pygmies, rather than hold 3 words conference with this harpy. You have no employment for me? None but to desire your good company. Oh, God, sir, here's a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady tongue. Benedict leaves. This is Don Pedro. Come, lady, come. You have lost the heart of Signor Benedict. Here's Beatrice. Indeed. Indeed, my lord. He lent it me a while, and I gave him use for it. A double heart for his single one. Marry, once before he won it of me with false dice. Therefore your grace may well say I have lost it. You have put him down, lady. You have put him down. So I would not he should do me, my lord, lest I should prove the mother of fools. I have brought Count Claudio, whom you sent me to seek. Why, how now, Count? Wherefore are you sad?
Not sad, my lord.
How then? Sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad nor sick, nor merry nor well, but civil Count, civil as an orange, and something of that jealous complexion. I faith, lady, I think your blazon to be true, though I'll be sworn, if he be so, his conceit is false. Here, Claudio, I have wooed in thy name, and fair Hero is won. I have broke with her father, and his goodwill obtained. Don Pedro signals, enter Leonato with Hero. Name the day of marriage, and God give thee joy. Excuse me. Here's Leonato. Count, take me of my daughter, and with her my fortunes. His grace hath made the match, and all grace say amen to it. Speak, Count, 'tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I were but little happy if I could say how much.
He's saying this to Hero now.
Lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give away myself for you, and dote upon the exchange.
This is Beatrice to Hero.
Speak, cousin. Or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss, and let not him speak neither.
In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yea, my lord. I thank it, poor fool. It keeps on the windy side of care. My cousin tells him... Beatrice is watching. My cousin tells him in his ear that he is in her heart.
And so she doth, cousin.
Good Lord for alliance. Thus goes everyone to the world, but I am sunburnt. I may sit in a corner and cry, hey ho for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I will get you one.
I would rather have one of your father's getting. Hath your grace ne'er a brother hath your grace ne'er a brother like you? Your father got excellent husbands if a maid could come by them.
Will you have me, lady? Oh, yeah, will you have me, lady?
No, my lord, unless I might have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your grace, pardon me. I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me, and to be merry best becomes you. For out of the question, you were born in a merry hour.
No, sure, my lord, my mother cried. But then there was a star danced, and under that was I born. Now, Beatrice is talking to Hero and Claudio. Cousins, God give you joy.
Niece, will you look to those things I told you of?
I cry you mercy, uncle. By your grace's pardon. She said that to Don Pedro. Beatrice leaves. Here's Don Pedro.
By my troth, a pleasant-spirited lady.
There's little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. She is never sad, but when she sleeps, and not ever sad then, for I have heard my daughter say she hath often dreamt of unhappiness, and waked herself with laughing.
She cannot endure hair to tell of her husband.
Oh, by no means. She mocks all her wooers out of suit.
She were an excellent wife for Benedict.
Oh, Lord! My lord! If they were but a week married, they would talk themselves mad!
Count Claudio, when mean you to go to church?
Tomorrow, my lord, time goes on crutches till love have all his rights. No, till Monday, my dear son, which is hence a just 7 night, and a time too brief, too, to have all things answer my mind.
Come, you shake the head at so long a breathing, but I warn thee, Claudio, the time shall not go dully by us. I will in the interim undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring Signor Benedict and the Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection, the one with the other. I would fain have it a match, and I doubt not but to fashion it. If you three will but minister such assistance, I shall give you direction.
My lord, I am here for you, though it cost me 10 nights' watchings. And I, my lord.
And you too, gentle hero?
I will do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
And Benedict is not the unhopefullest husband that I know. Thus far I can praise him. He is of a noble strain, of approved valor, and a confirmed honesty. I will teach you how to humor your cousin that she fall in love with Benedict. And I, with your two helps, will so practice on Benedict that, in despite of his quick wit and his queasy stomach, he shall fall in love with Beatrice. If we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer. His glory shall be ours. For we are the only love gods. Go in with me, and I will tell you my drift.
Oh, take care, Nixie. Thank you for stopping by. Have a good one. Have a good one. Thank you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Let's see. Where are we? Okay, that was the end of Scene 2, Act 1, Scene 2. Hold on, wait a second. I might be able to finish this right here. This is a relatively... Okay, I'm going to do this. We're back with Don John. Act 2, Scene 2. Don John is delighted when Borachio proposes a scheme to discredit Hero. Here is Don John.
It is so. The Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonardo.
Yea, my lord, but I can cross it. Wait, yea, my lord, but I can cross it.
All right, later, Kim de Court. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you. Take care. Have a good one.
Anyway, yea, my lord, but I can cross it.
Any bar.
Okay, and at this point, Don John grips Baracchio's shoulder. This is my own interpretation. Grips his shoulder because Baracchio just says he can cross it. So Don John's interested, so Baracchio's in a bind now, so he's got to think fast.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be medicinable to me. I am sick in displeasure to him, and whatsoever comes athwart his affection ranges evenly with mine. How canst thou cross the marriage?
Not honestly, my lord, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in me.
Show me, briefly, how.
I think I told you, your lordship, a year since how I am in favor how I am in the favor of Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman to Hero.
I remember.
I can, at any unseasonable instant of the night, appoint her to look out at her lady's chamber window.
What life is in that to be the death of this marriage?
The poison of that lies in you to temper. Go to the prince your brother, spare not to tell him that he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio, whose estimation do you mightily hold up to a contaminated stale. Let me phrase that. Spare not to tell him that he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio, whose estimation do you mightily hold up to a contaminated stale, such a one as Hero.
What proof shall I make of that?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, to vex Claudio, to undo Hero, and kill Leonato. Look you for any other issue?
Only to despite them I will endeavor anything.
Go then, find me a meet hour to draw Don Pedro and the Count Claudio alone. Tell them that you know that Hero loves me. Intend a kind of zeal both to the prince and Claudio, as in love of your brother's honor, who hath made this match, and his friend's reputation, who is thus like to be cozened with the semblance of a maid, that you have discovered thus. They will scarcely believe this without trial. Offer them instances, which shall bear no less likelihood than to see me at her chamber window. Hear me call Margaret Hero. Hear Margaret term me Claudio. And bring them to see this the very night before the intended wedding. For in the meantime, I will so fashion the matter that Hero shall be absent, and there shall appear such seeming truth of Hero's disloyalty, that jealousy shall be called assurance, and all the preparation overthrown.
Grow this to what adverse issue it can. I will put it in practice. Be cunning in your working of this, and thy fee is 1,000 ducats.
Be you constant in the accusation, and my cunning shall not shame me.
I will presently go learn their day of marriage.
Okay, that's the end of Act 2, Scene 2, and it's Act 2, Scene 3, but we'll call it right here. Ooh, ah! Whew! Thank you all so much for that. That was a lot of Shakespeare I had to do.